Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
To another episode of the Serving Scandalous Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready to be stressed out?
Oh, Lord. Another stressful moment.
It is. And this episode is going to be about people and their mouth getting them in trouble.
Hey, it be like that.
You do. My mouth has gotten me in trouble several times.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought I would grow out of it.
I feel you.
Sometimes it continues to creep up. Yeah, it's been some years, couple years, since my mouth got me in trouble.
Hey,
But I mean, couple years is still grown.
some people need to have it.
It's still too old for me to be cutting up like I do. Well, today, we got some wild ones.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Hey, let's do it.
Let us know where you guys are watching from in the comments. Grab your snacks.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just got some really cool news. I cannot wait to share with you guys what's been going on.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what's going on.
Of course.
It's huge.
Really?
It is. But I can't wait to share it.
Yeah.
Due time. Bear with me.
Yep.
Due time. Anywho, first story up is, am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband's coworker? I'm 33. My husband is 32. After many years of trying to conceive, we finally had our baby, a healthy little boy. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
My husband and I are black, and that is pertinent to the story. Well, all right.
Really?
We were over the moon, and family, friends, and coworkers have been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed a birth announcement with the photo of our son to everyone in his office.
Wow.
Right.
What?
Some people are friendly like that.
Yeah, that's too friendly. I would never.
Me neither. But he sent that photo to everybody in his office, okay?
Gotcha.
Fast forward a couple of weeks, my husband came home fuming after his first day back at work. One of his coworkers informed him that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband had barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen that my husband couldn't be our son's father because the baby is too light to be his and its hair is too long and straight, that's a white man's baby or an Asian man's baby.
Wow. Yup. You open your office doors to, or your life's doors to bull like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you don't do that.
And yeah, everybody's not happy for you. That's why you got to keep the most precious things in your life not to the world.
Right.
Because the people at your office is part of the world. Not your part of your little circle.
Not your family.
Right. I don't care how wonderful your coworkers are. They're a part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, let this be a lesson to you.
For sure.
This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was and that his excitement over finally becoming a dad was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on by his wife and impregnated by another man.
That's insane. Yeah, those are fighting words.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what?
Side note, for anyone who's still unaware in 2025, African American babies in general are fairly pale as newborns and their skin darkens over the first few weeks. Hair also changes to a curlier pattern after a few weeks. Our son was no exception. Now he's the carbon copy of my husband. This is true.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I was looking like a ghost. It's true.
No, I feel you.
For all the people who don't know, we gonna give y'all a little tip. If you're not black and you just don't know, look at the baby's ears. Usually the baby's ears is the color that they're going to mature to be. For those who don't know.
Really?
Obviously, with the context clues of what's being said, is giving that the coworker who said it isn't black.
Oh, for sure.
Because black people know this.
Mm-hmm.
We look one way as babies and a whole different way the next month.
Yep.
Okay? Well, should I say fresh out? We look one way fresh out and another way the next month. Let's continue. My husband said he immediately confronted the guy and questioned him. He completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claimed that he only said a joke that the baby was too cute to be my husband's.
That's the total opposite.
But other people in the office confirmed that he didn't say all those other things. Fortunately, The guy got moved to a different shift the same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is until the company party last weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son. Lo and behold, guess who inserted himself in the conversation at the party when we were chatting with the boss? He interrupted our conversation and introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who it was, my anger came flooding back. I said, I don't believe we've met. But aren't you the guy who went around telling everyone in the office that I must have cheated on my husband with a white or an Asian man and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. The boss said, I'll see you in my office first thing Monday, and walked away.
Right.
I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with. I said it wasn't done until I had my say, that I was the one that he defamed, not him. Am I the asshole?
No. I mean, you making a comment about somebody's baby and that you was possibly cheating. That's, I mean, hey, it's up in the air after that.
Yeah.
Whatever can happen, can happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, yeah, he talked about her, basically saying she was running around.
Yeah.
You know, I do feel like you got a right to confront your accuser.
Facts.
But as somebody who is trying to work on their mouth, I feel like in a perfect world, I would have wanted to confront him. By the way, like, I'm on her side. That it would have been an immediate, like, that would have been my first reaction, is to want to confront him. But I feel like the person I'm trying to become, I would have thought about you and me confronting him. And this is somebody you have to deal with at work. I would have probably tried to, like, take a step back and let you handle it, since these are the people that you have to encounter every day. And I don't want my mouth to end up hurting you at your job.
I feel that.
So in a perfect world, that's what I would have thought about.
Yeah.
But in my regular world, I would have wanted to confront him.
No, I feel
straight like that. Straight like how she did it. Probably a little worse.
Oh my goodness.
This is really offensive.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think she kept it real cute. But I would have tried. Like I said, I would have I hope that I would have not put you in a bad situation at work.
In front of the boss, too.
In front of the boss, right. You know, I hope I would have had you in mind. And that maybe would have stopped me from confronting him, since this does blur the lines into your job.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm on your side.
Yeah, I feel it.
Want to know what some of the commenters had to say?
Yeah, what they're talking about.
Someone said, not the asshole. You were slandered in a way that could have negatively impacted your marriage, and you had no real recourse aside from a lawsuit to publicly defend yourself against the public accusation that was made against you. An opportunity presented itself, and you took it. You made it clear with your baby in tow, and now he's looking just like your husband. He was obviously wrong, and I'm glad you let him know that you were hurt by the accusation. Behavior has consequences.
Yeah. And then she would have been at that party looking crazy in front of all the coworkers too. Like, oh, that's...
Now, but let me ask you this. Would you feel differently about the story if this ended up not working well in her husband's favor? I feel like the fact that her husband didn't have any issue, like there's no facts in this story about her husband now having to deal with any fallout of this.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel it.
Let's not forget the lady. Remember the lady who opened her big mouth and ruined everything? The rent,
Yeah, I remember that.
So I feel like if there were facts about
like
how
he got fired or something,
you know, or maybe like now the boss thinks that there's tension. Let's just say the facts that we have. Let's say that guy's shift never got changed. Let's say they were still on the same shift and your husband is still having to see this idiot every day.
Yeah.
And then you said something like that, and then maybe your husband's shift gets changed just to keep the workplace environment less tension. Well, maybe what if it would have got changed to hours that now your husband's not able to be home with you at the time he likes? Like, it's just way too much that could have went wrong or could have backfired on your husband. That's why I would hope that all the work that I've done would make me not say anything, just the unknown, because this is still his job.
Right.
It's not a friend group. Now, if this was the homeboy, put your whole foot up his ass.
Really?
The whole foot. But this is also his job, and I'm glad, based upon we don't have no bad facts of any fallout, but it could have happened. Yeah. Your boss could not like your husband. You don't know these people. Like, at the end of the day, this is his job, and I just feel like I would hope that I would have at least tread lightly in that environment.
I feel you on that. 100%.
To start.
Yeah. Because he could have got fired, or just like you said, his shift could have shifted to a different time and messed up everything.
Because that was news to the boss. Because you don't know what the boss feels about your husband. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't know how people feel about you just because they don't outwardly say anything. And then what if that was the boss's solution to make sure tensions were kept down? He was just like, oh, okay, we're just going to change his schedule. That could have ended up messing y'all up. Just a thought. I'm really surprised that your husband didn't immediately go to HR and file a formal complaint. The coworker's egregious comments certainly warranted it, not the asshole. But I think your husband should be the one to handle this, not you. I don't know why you're surprised that he didn't go to HR. To me, that's not the first thing men think to do.
Right.
At all.
It ain't.
Right. Women probably. But
Yeah.
no, not a man.
Nah.
Would HR even cross your mind?
Nah, it's a man-to-man situation. Especially if you're talking about my wife. Like,
Right.
you're gone after that.
Yeah, I feel like a woman would have definitely thought to go to HR because, we just be handling our business on paper.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think a man would just naturally think to do that.
I would ask him to come see me after work, have a conversation.
Right?
And you talking about my child now?
Right.
Yeah, right.
The white Asian baby?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Someone else said, not the asshole. Words have power, and he just witnessed how that could work both ways. All that person had to do was say absolutely nothing. He inserted himself and ended up getting his foot inserted into his behind. He effed around and found out. Everyone isn't going to let things slide. She did not come around to play with someone who would say those things about her. Good for you.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Crazy.
Yeah. I hope that when he had to go to his boss's office on Monday morning, I really hope something, really came of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, can't just be running around saying stuff, especially not about people's kids and people's wives.
Yeah, he shouldn't have sent that photo, though, to the whole office.
Hey, people
That's
do what
way
they
too
want with
far.
their baby. If he wanted,
But you leave it open for public opinion and stuff like that. Okay.
I understand. I understand that being an exciting thing to share, but it's such a personal thing too that it should make you not want to share it at the same time.
Right.
Not with the office.
Right.
I guess I should say not with the whole office. He said it to the whole office.
Right.
Maybe your little work friend who you kind of like friends with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wouldn't have.
Right.
I wouldn't have. But maybe they're just really friendly people. Y'all ready for story number 2?
Yep.
Am I the asshole for lashing out at my biological siblings? I'm a male in my 20s. I was adopted as an infant. Actually, I was found in the alley. After being unclaimed, I was adopted. You know what's so crazy about when babies are just found?
What's up?
They'll never know their birthday.
Yeah.
I worked with a girl in high school. We worked at the same grocery store, and I remember we were talking about birthdays or something. She said that she didn't know her birthday because she was found. And I was like, well, how did you pick? She was like, well, they kind of knew around what age she was and probably around when she was born. Her mama just picked the person who adopted her just picked the day, because what else you gonna do?
They don't have things to figure out, like, your birthday and stuff at, like, hospitals and stuff?
I don't know if the hospitals collect DNA samples on everybody.
Well, besides, I would think maybe, well, you got to give birth.
Because if you just find a random baby in the alley, you don't know this child's name. You don't know this child's date of birth. You just finding a baby.
Well, yeah.
You don't even know what hospital the baby was born. You just found the baby.
Well, there's probably records somewhere, though, right?
But you don't have a record of who this is.
Yeah.
It's just a baby in the alley.
I don't know.
Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy, though.
I wouldn't know how it would feel to just not truly know what my birthday was.
Yeah, I feel that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Thankfully, I was an infant at that time, so no long foster care experience. I was placed in an alley without anything to keep me warm in the winter. And I was in a hidden area, so it was hard for anyone to find me. I basically was left out there like trash. I've seen some old newspaper clippings about it. The story was told to me gradually throughout my childhood. My parents were always open about my adoption. I never felt like I was adopted. My parents, my siblings, my extended family are my family. And even if I was the only non-biological kid in the family, I was loved, I was treasured, I had a great life. That puts a smile on my face. But the circumstances surrounding my adoption meant I had a lot of unanswered questions. Medical history being the biggest thing. I never really cared, but I recently got engaged a few months ago, and my fiance and I want children. And seeing the health stuff in my family come up has made me realize I have no idea what I could potentially pass on to my children. After thinking it over, I did the 23andMe genetic testing. I mistakenly added myself to be found.
Oh, wow.
I realized quickly after my results, but by then it was too late. And two of my biological siblings had found me. They're older than me. My parents had 5 kids before me.
Wow.
They all know about me and wanted to get to know me. My biological siblings started off somewhat reasonable, but when I made it clear I didn't want to hear anything about my birth parents' story, they flipped the switch. They talked about how much their parents regretted giving me away and how they would have come forward, but they didn't want to get in trouble for abandoning me the way they did. My siblings believed that I owed their parents and them the chance to get it all out and to build a relationship. I stood my ground and I blocked them, but they followed me on social media and then insisted that we're family and I should be kinder to them and their parents. I was told it's not like I'm just a half sibling, I'm the baby who was missing.
This is terrible.
It's not a missing child. This is not a long lost child. This is a child they threw away in an alley. Like, get over yourself. They sent messages that were trying to make me feel bad for their parents, especially their mom, and it pissed me off. After almost 3 months of dealing with them, finding ways around being blocked, I told them to F off and leave me alone, and I don't care about them or their stupid effing parents.
Yeah.
I had to delete my whole social media account because they wouldn't stop trying to contact me. It was just a random account after another random account. I couldn't block them fast enough in their outrage over what I had told them. They told me that their parents didn't deserve what I said. Am I the asshole? Hell
no. That's crazy. And they didn't come forth because they thought that they was going to get in trouble?
After they've already had 5 kids.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's terrible to put anything living out on the street like that.
Yeah, unless you a bug.
Unless you a bug. I ain't gonna put you nowhere if you a bug. I'm gonna grab the spray.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Yeah, like I don't get when people do it to animals. I don't get when people definitely don't do it to a human being.
Right.
I mean, if anything, that's what they have the SPCA for in shelters. I would never put an animal just out on the street, let alone a baby.
Yeah. And now they tripping because she don't want nothing to do with them? Nah.
This is a guy.
That was a guy that was put out? Yeah, still. That's terrible. No,
it is terrible.
Asshole.
Not the asshole at all. The audacity.
Right.
The entitlement.
Right.
The mitigated gall.
Really?
Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, no, that's trifling.
Want to know what some of the commenters had to say?
Yeah, what they talking about?
Someone said, send them some of those newspaper clippings of the baby that was left in the alley to die. I hope you at least get the medical information that you needed from them. Then he responded to the comment.
Oh, wow, okay.
He said, I didn't get it from them, but the genetic testing did give me a decent picture of everything. I'm glad I didn't ask my siblings a direct question about our medical history because then they would have used that as leverage and a bargaining tool to have a relationship with them. And he's right. They would have.
Oh, yeah.
Someone else said, not the asshole. Your birth parents essentially tried to kill you. And now they're angry for you not releasing them from their guilt. Awful, awful people. As horrible as it was, you're also fortunate to have nothing to do with this disgusting family. Congratulations on your engagement, and I wish you and your real family all the best.
That's right.
I agree. Someone else said, absolutely not the asshole. One thing that really stood out to me was when your birth sibling said that the birth parents regretted giving you away. That's definitely not what they did.
Right.
I'm so glad that you were adopted into a loving family, which you deserve. Maybe check with your doctor on some kind of genetic testing to see if you happen to carry any genes that could present a risk to potential pregnancies in children. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Who would do that to a baby?
Just throw them in the alleyway.
Like I said, I wouldn't do that to an animal. I wouldn't, like, who does that to a baby?
You could throw the whole family away. You good.
And you're a parent, you're a mom, you're a mother, you have 5 kids.
Right.
How could you do that? Disgusting.
You threw one away?
Yeah, he has older siblings, 5 older siblings. You were a mother and a father.
And they kept all other the 5 and just got rid of the one?
If there's anybody watching and you are dealing with potentially an unwanted pregnancy and you don't want to get in the bobo, or maybe it's too late, or you don't want to go through the adoption or whatever, there's boxes at fire stations for you to leave unwanted babies.
Or the hospital too, right?
I don't know if they're at the hospital, but I mean that was a better place to leave the baby.
Yeah.
Then you put the baby in the dark alley so that the baby wouldn't easily be found.
Yeah, trifling.
But there's literally, the fire station has it. I thought this was a general thing that everybody knew. If you surrender a baby to the fire station, then you won't face any criminal charges for neglect or child endangerment or anything like that, because that is a known thing. If you don't want your baby, you drop it off at this box. It's secluded. There's no cameras. You don't have to worry about nobody getting in contact with you or you being in trouble. Mm-hmm. But you're damn sure they should get charges pressed against them for leaving a baby in the alley.
Yeah, for sure.
That's insane.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Riled me up. Next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister? Depends.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm 32 years old and I have a younger sister that's 29. She went no contact with me and our parents 5 years ago. There was no dramatic fallout, no huge fight, no specific betrayal. She just slowly pulled away. It started with unanswered texts, then declined invitations, and eventually she just blocked all of us. It hurt, but we respected her choice. Our parents took it the hardest. They kept wondering what they had done wrong. My mom even wrote her letters that would go unanswered. Every birthday, every holiday, they would hold out hope that she would come back, and she never did. I can't lie. I was angry at her. I missed her, but she made it clear she wanted nothing to do with us. At some point, I just accepted it. Then 2 weeks ago, I got a message from an unknown number, and it was her. She said she was going through a rough divorce, was broke, and needed somewhere to stay. She didn't apologize or acknowledge the years of silence. She just jumped straight into asking for help. I was stunned. I asked her why was she reaching out to me now after all this time. She dodged the question and just said she really needed family right now. I told her that it hurt to hear from her only because she needed something. I asked her why she cut us out in the first place. She got defensive, saying it wasn't important and she just needed a fresh start back then. I told her I wasn't comfortable letting her move in when she clearly didn't want a real relationship with me. She just wanted a roof over her head. I said if she had anywhere else to go, she should try that option first. She got upset and accused me of punishing her for the past. She said that she was in a desperate situation and I was being cold and cruel by holding a grudge. Later, my parents found out and begged me to reconsider. They said it was my chance to repair things, that if I helped her, then maybe she would come back to them. My mom started crying, saying that my sister must have had a good reason for leaving and that I should be the bigger person. I told them that's not how relationships work. You don't get to disappear for 5 years and then expect unconditional support. Now I feel torn. On one hand, I don't think I owe her anything after she abandoned us. And on the other hand, I know she's struggling and I could help her out. But would it just make me a doormat? Am I the asshole for refusing to let her move in?
No, you're not the asshole.
I agree.
I feel like she kind of attempted to build something before she might have possibly let her in by asking her, like, why did you leave, or why did you, stop communication? I think she asked those questions.
She did.
And her just ignoring those questions and being like, hey, I just need some help. I think that's where she doesn't become the asshole. She's like, okay, so you just using me.
You think you could just come back without any explanation.
Exactly.
I think had she explained what it was, then maybe her sister could have been more understanding and
right.
Could have patched it up. Even though the fact is you're calling because you need something, not because you really wanted to patch things up with your family.
Right.
But I think she might have been even more inclined to help if she would have just got some basic answers to her questions.
Some basic answers.
Yeah. Not the asshole, for sure.
No.
At all. At all. You don't owe your sister anything.
No.
Your sister also doesn't owe you an answer. But she does when she's trying to live with you.
Facts.
And when you ask her for stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
This ain't no one-way street.
Right. It's sure not. Let's see what some of the commenters had to say.
Yeah, what they're talking about.
You don't even know who your sister is after 5 years. That would basically be letting your stranger move in. Hell to the no. Someone else said, maybe her husband was abusive and made her go no contact. I wish he would have just told you what the reason is. I don't think that's it.
All right.
Because that's a simple answer.
Well, she ain't giving her no answer.
That's what I'm saying. If the husband was abusive and your sister's asking you, like, what happened? I feel like if that was the answer, that's an easy answer to give. I'm in an abusive marriage. I was in an abusive relationship. I'm now going through a divorce. I'm trying to escape. Help me. That's the easy answer.
Yeah.
But the fact that she still didn't tell her what it is tells me I don't think it's an abusive husband that made her go no contact. Because that would have been an easy answer.
I don't know. I don't think that would have been an easy answer for her. I think she just wasn't answering, period. Even if she was getting abused, she would have been like, nothing. Like,
but she was so forthcoming about going through a divorce. Why wouldn't she be forthcoming that she's running away from an abusive marriage? I don't think it's the husband being abusive.
I don't know.
Y'all let me know what you think.
For sure.
The next person said, no apology, no explanations, no place to stay. Simple.
Simple like that.
Someone else said, why did she call you and not your parents? Something isn't right.
Yeah, that's a question I had in my head too.
Is it the daddy? Is it their dad?
Oh, really? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the husband. No, that's too easy of an explanation to give, especially when she was already being forthcoming about going through a divorce. Yeah. I don't know. We may never know.
We may never know.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think.
Yep.
Next story up?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for denying my ex a relationship with his son? I'm 32 and I had a baby when I was 16. No, we weren't careful. Judge me all you want on that front. I've dealt with that for years. My son's father is 33. Back when we were teens, I found out I was pregnant and he ghosted me with the help of his family. Something about him being a future college star.
Wow.
What happened next was my choice. After a lot of thinking and deciding termination just wasn't for me, I chose adoption. My parents knew a super sweet couple that were looking to adopt. We met and I just knew that they were the right family. This turned from a teen mistake to almost surrogacy. I started homeschool to finish my education and to rest. The adoptive parents were with me for everything and even paid for most of the medical costs. The adoptive mother was also a teacher, so she helped me with my schoolwork and to prepare for college. They were present at the birth, and I refused to hold the baby, but everything was just right. I've stayed in the baby's life as a distant position. I call it being a special aunt. Well, he's no longer a baby, and he knows who I am. The only change is now he knows who to call if he ever needs a kidney. His sense of humor is like mine. Go figure. We talk maybe once every blue moon, but in all honesty, it's the best. He's happy, and I don't regret giving him up because he has a tremendously happy life. I've been married now for about 6 years. My husband, age 44, had 2 children from a prior marriage, a boy 16 and a girl 19. He and his ex-wife have a great co-parenting relationship. My husband also knows about my teen pregnancy. I get along great with my stepchildren. My stepson even calls me his other mom and always asks me to be present for important events. We bonded when his childhood dog passed away and my cat died around the same time. Me and his mom are like best friends. I know people have complicated relationships with their partner's exes, but we always show each other respect. The reason for this background is that this whole mess with my so-called baby daddy started when I took my stepson to a medical appointment. It wasn't serious, but he did have to have anesthesia. His parents couldn't get off that day. They tried, but their jobs required them to be on call, so it wasn't easy to get off. So I went on ahead and took my stepson to be there to support him. I didn't recognize my ex as one of the doctors.
Oh, wow.
His real name, both first and last, is incredibly common, and I hadn't even thought about this man in years. Not to mention my priority at the time was my stepson. After my stepson was done, he was a bit out of it, as expected. I was getting him in the car and making sure he was comfortable when the doctor came out. to the parking lot. He told me he had been thinking about me and our son for so long, and he was glad our boy was okay. It really took me a few minutes for my brain to click on what was going on. And he just kept rambling and rambling about apologies and how he wasn't ready to be a father and blah, blah, blah. Eventually, I just sighed and said loudly, "This is not your baby."
He don't even know.
I gave him up for adoption after birth. I'm a stepmother. This is my stepson. And then my son, in his loopy voice from anesthesia, said, "Other mom." I had to hold back a smirk, to be honest. He was stunned by that, and it gave me time to catch him up on the important details. I told him I gave up the baby. He knows what happened and why I gave him up. I told him that I am married to a man with 2 children, and I am happy, and I don't want him in my life. And no, I would not give him the contact information or where to reach our son. He is 16 years too late.
Right.
This was the end of it, and I got in my car to get my stepson home to get some rest. Since then, he found me on social media and has been painting this sob story about me denying him a chance to be a father. How I was a poor mother that threw away her child to be raised by someone else. I'm basically the she-devil, according to him. Most of our former classmates saw the post and reminded him that he left me. Some of his friends even pointed out that he laughed about leaving me pregnant. I didn't know that part. A few of our relatives had reached out to bash me about taking his chance to be a father. They also said that it made me a poor Christian. But I'm not even a Christian. I'm Jewish. A few friends did tell me it was a B move to give the baby up without telling him. I don't personally think I was in the wrong. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
No.
She's not the asshole, but something in this story is not right.
What you mean?
You can't do a adoption without a termination first. How they terminated the parent relationship without him knowing?
He left?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, you're saying that, yeah, he's still his parent?
Right.
Yeah.
In order for that child to be adopted, you have to terminate legally the parent's relationship to the child on paper. You have to terminate their parental rights.
Well, why are you thinking that happened?
He wasn't involved. He didn't even know the child was adopted. So how did they go through the whole termination process without him knowing?
It just wasn't official.
It wasn't official.
She gave the kid up. He left.
She said that this baby got adopted by the other family, the family that she picked.
Okay.
You cannot do an adoption is still a legal process.
So if the dad leaves, you can't adopt something. You can't.
You have to do a termination before you do an adoption. You have to terminate the parents' rights first, then you can go do an adoption. You can't just be out here just giving people's kids away for adoption. You have to terminate the mother and the father's parental rights first, and then do the adoption.
Okay.
And it's not like they didn't. Now, it's different when you don't know who the father is, because sometimes women don't know who the father is. And then you have to go through a whole separate process looking for the father before you can just terminate without him knowing. It's a whole process to it. You have to get the vital records involved. You have to post it like in the newspaper and all kinds of stuff. But you got to find the father. And then after you've done everything to check all the boxes, then you can move forward with the termination. But she knew who the father was. She knew who he was. I don't know how she did an adoption without him knowing.
Yeah, I don't know either then.
Adoptions are first of all, it's very expensive. They take forever.
Mm-hmm.
They take forever because the legal process that you have to go through to do an adoption, it is not no quick thing.
I wonder if it was like an unofficial adoption, because they already knew who they wanted to, through the parents, they knew who they wanted to give the kid to. So it became like a surrogacy thing.
Yeah, but even when you have a surrogate, when the child is born, the parents who are the legal parents, that's who's going to be on the birth certificate and stuff. Maybe it was a little hodgepodge. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they went through an actual formal legal adoption, I don't have a clue how they did that without him knowing.
Right.
So something in the milk ain't clean.
Yeah, I don't know. But she's not the asshole. That dude left you.
Well, nah. She not the asshole.
No.
She not the asshole. But I mean, if he really wanted to be a jerk, this could turn into a very serious legal problem.
I guess.
Just saying. It just this is the type of stuff that I see every day. Like, this is the type of foolishness that is exactly what I see.
It would have been some foolishness.
And he's a doctor. He got the resources to start making everybody's life a living hell.
After he already made her life hell by leaving her.
Exactly.
That would have just been some bull. So.
We already know he's a jerk. Look what kind of person he is.
Right.
But guess
what?
We do have an update.
Okay.
It says I'm going to start with the important stuff. A lot of people were worried about my biological son and his wishes. Well, I got his permission to post this. He spoke to his bio dad a few days later. I told him where he could find his dad, and if he wanted to reach out, there's his number. I won't share all of those details, only the final decision. They won't be having any more contact between them. The kid doesn't want a second dad, and my ex isn't willing to just play second dad in his life. So our son decided to go no contact with him. There was a lot more to it, very personal stuff that I don't feel is my place to share. The kid and I will continue to have the relationship that we have as aunt and nephew, and he knows if he needs anything medically, exactly who to come to. A kidney, some blood, whatever he needs. I decided to have coffee with my ex. My husband came but sat at another table. For the people wondering if he was pressing me because he couldn't have any more children, that's not the case. He can definitely have more kids. He just hasn't been in a stable relationship in years. The conversation was a shit show, to be honest. He brought me flowers and chocolate-covered strawberries, my old favorites. He treated it like it was some date. I nipped that in the bud immediately. I introduced my husband and told him we are very much in love and happy, and I don't appreciate any attempts of unwanted romance. Once we sat down, he started telling me about his failed relationships, that he felt no woman could meet his standards for a wife and a mother of his children, since he already saw me as that. He claims he feels guilty for choosing college over me and our baby. He was well aware of the court dates regarding custody, and that I was trying to put the baby up for adoption. It's another thing that don't make no sense, because if he knew about it, whatever. When he saw me taking care of my stepson, made him think about how great of a mother I would have been and our little family together. He had the gall to ask me if I would consider divorcing my husband and try to fight for custody of our son. I have to admit, I laughed in his face.
Yeah.
I probably was overly cruel, but I had years of stress and heartache and just judgmental encounters to drop on him. I told him I saw him as a coward that instead of staying to make adult decisions decided to run with the help of mommy and daddy. That any love I had for him died that day I had to push out a human being without any of his support. I told him that I almost ruined my life and had to throw away prom, senior pictures, and even graduation because I was too far along in my pregnancy to appear in the yearbook and walk across the stage to get my diploma. He got to party and enjoy his life. I had to fight tooth and nail for an inch of respect. Yeah, we both had the unprotected sex. The only difference is his dick wasn't big enough to pop out a baby.
What?
I know that probably was a bit mean, but I'm not sorry. After I calmed down, I simply told him I was happy with my life and with the man that truly loves me, that I had great stepkids and I had no plans of changing my life. I also told him it would be best to just leave our biological son alone, and I did tell him that I would be contacting the hospital and making a formal hospital complaint for harassment due to his Facebook posts. I'm glad I had already took screenshots of everything he had said, because after our meeting, he went and deleted it all. It's been 3 months since then and there's no sign of him. My husband did have the biggest ego boost when he overheard me going off on him, and now he's been insufferable in a good way. So there's mostly good news. Hopefully one of these days I'll have even better news as me and my husband start to plan a family together. But that's all for now.
Yes. It's a big update.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Want to know what some of the commenters had to say?
Yeah, what you talking about?
Honestly, I'm glad you got to have a form of closure. Nothing you said was undeserved. He deserved the tongue lashing he got. I'm also glad that your husband is doing good and wishing you luck on the potential baby making. You really deserve it all. Someone else said, you have a wonderful husband and fabulous kids and hopefully another baby soon. You are the clear winner and your ex is a wiener.
Really?
I hope he thinks about the mistakes he made for the rest of his life. And I hope that karma finds him. I hope there's also an update about you and your husband. We would love to hear about the new baby and how miserable your ex is.
Hey.
And that's the story.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Which story stressed you out the most? Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband's coworker? Remember the baby situation. Am I the asshole for lashing out on my biological siblings? The one who got left in the alley. And then, am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister? Am I the asshole for denying my ex a relationship with our son?
Okay.
Which one's your stressed out the most one?
Leaving the baby in the alley is definitely number one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's, am I the asshole for lashing out at my bio siblings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my number one. I would say my number two is the guy who was running his mouth at the workplace. Oh, no, that's my number three.
That's your number three?
Yeah, I think my number two is the sister who disappeared. And now,
came back?
And yeah. No, that's your number three?
I don't know. Then number four is
What's your number two?
I don't know. I guess maybe the job, lashing out at the job in front of the boss.
So that's the one with the baby.
Just because it was with a baby, and
yeah,
he said some craziness about the wife. I'll put that at number two.
So then we just have, am I the asshole for refusing to help my sister, which is the one who disappeared for 5 years?
Yeah.
And then this last one about the adopted child.
Yeah. The adopted child is number four. So number three would be
the sister.
The sister coming back. Yeah.
Well, let us know what you guys think.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We hope you stressed you out a little bit.
Right.
And we hope you come back. Let us know what you think about all these stories in the comments.
Yep.
And we'll definitely see you in the next one.
All right now.
Bye.